Hello, Conscious Cruisers. Welcome to episode 17 of the Conscious Cruiser. I'm here with the total cast today. Alisa from Alisa's Adventures in Cruising and Scott from Controversial Cruising. I'm Chet from Sea Leg Journeys, and we'll be back with episode 17 right after this.
Welcome into the Conscious Cruiser podcast, the know before you go approach to cruising and travel. The smartest cruiser is the Conscious Cruiser. And your conscious casters, Alisa, Chet, and Scott.
All right, welcome back. And today we're going to be talking to you about the know before you go approach to packing for your first cruise, or it could be your second, third, 17th, 89th. It doesn't matter. We're going to give you some tips that are going to help you pack efficiently and better, we hope. All right, y'all ready for the first question, you guys?
Yeah. And Chet, you just unpacked for a cruise like a week ago, did you not?
I did. I just unpacked, and actually it's still not done yet. It may take another week, Scott. I don't know.
Okay, I won't tell Robin from Sea Leg Journeys that it's not done yet. I won't tell her.
No, don't tell her. Don't tell her. But hey, our first question is, how early do you start packing for your cruise?
Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
Alicia looks like she's got the answer right there on the tip of her tongue. Alicia,
Well,
when do you start packing?
As soon as possible. I am ready to go. I'm already ready to be thinking about it. I want to start as soon as I can. And that's usually like, just picking up anything that I may need to replenish in the bag, or, if there's a special theme night or something, you got to start thinking ahead for that stuff. So right away.
Would you say like a month before, 2 months, 3 months, 6?
I mean, again, if I plan this sucker out a year in advance and I see something that I think is going to be appropriate for that, I can pick it up and save it.
Okay. So have you picked up anything?
A good at least a month in advance. At least a month in advance.
Have you picked up anything for your Super Bowl cruise, which was planned? Like a
I have,
or a jersey,
yep.
Or
a football themed something.
You got your Buccaneer jersey ready, I hope.
I love it.
Scott, what about you? When
People
you
are giving lots of input as to what jersey I should be having.
Oh,
I know.
Buccaneers.
I'm on the complete opposite end of Alisa. I am the last minute packer. And I know there's a lot of people in the chat that are going to come for me now, but I am that going out the door, still stuffing things in the suitcase. And I do know I have to get better at it, but yeah, I am a last minute packer. Even if I had this cruise planned, it's something that I don't know if I'm ever going to learn. So yeah, I am a last minute packer. I will be packing things until I hit that cruise port.
Well, we start on average about 2 weeks out ourselves.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and I got this clothes rack on wheels, and I'll get it out and set it all up and roll it out there. And basically we do that because Robin from Sea Leg Journeys likes putting things up by the day of the week. And what we both do is we try the stuff on to make sure it still fits. Okay. If it don't fit, we got to do something about that. Something may need to be hemmed up. Something may need to be replaced, whatever. We got to start finding these things out. And if something needs to be dry cleaned, I can go, okay, let me get it down to the dry cleaner now. So it'll be ready to go back in the suitcase. So usually 2 weeks out is sufficient for us. Yeah.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I wish I try to start a few weeks early, but I always have my Caribbean or my cooler weather suitcase kind of with like the meat and potatoes. So I have some of the things and then I kind of just fill it in. But yeah, I'm a last minute packer.
It's just easy for me because I don't have that many clothes. So I don't have a whole lot to choose from. My 1980s is stuff I'm still wearing, right? I mean, all right. We're going to take y'all up here to the second question. And I know y'all going to have a bunch for this. What is a tip everyone should know about packing for a cruise that might make it easier for their next cruise? I know y'all got a lot of stuff for this.
That's a good one. I guess I'll say, and this is something that I've recently learned, but you are not going to wear half of the things that you end up bringing on a cruise. So I think you have to take a real good look at your suitcase, the weight that you're bringing, and if you feel like you are one of those chronic overpackers, well, I will tell you that there is probably about 50% of stuff in your suitcase that you're never going to put on. So you're just bringing it on the cruise for it to be on the cruise, and then you're going to be lugging it all the way back. So my tip is don't pack as heavy as you think you need, because you won't need half of the stuff that you think you need. And you're only there for 5 or 7 days anyway. So that's my tip.
It's a good one. What about you, Alisa?
I'm sorry, Scott. I might have to be the opposite of you.
I love this. I
do generally try to pack light, so I'm not dragging, tons of suitcases behind me. But keeping in mind that there are no stores to run out to and pick things up if you suddenly wanted that. I don't know, what was it? The red shirt you needed, Chet, for on Virgin.
Yes.
You're not going to just be able to pick that up. So I would rather have a couple of extra. Now, not my whole closet extra, but a couple of extra things just in case, and so that I feel like I'm covered. Again, I don't usually like to take a whole lot of suitcases, but I think I mentioned this last week. Those suitcases slide under the bed, so you have room.
Okay.
If you need the second suitcase, bring it.
Yeah, you brought up some good stuff there.
Sorry, dude, I can't do just the backpack.
Nice.
Yeah. Following on there with what Lisa said, I know Robin from Sea Lake Journeys, she brings a couple of extra things because the weather may change and it may be cold. So she'll have a long sleeve shirt and long sleeve pair of pants that if it stays warm, she may never wear. But if it does get chilly, or maybe the air conditioner's working really good in the main dining room, she'll have those longer clothes on for that. I had a few other tips of my own, like get your luggage tags. Don't forget to print your luggage tags from your cruise line and get them put on your luggage. Yes, you're going to want to do that. Otherwise, it's going to slow you down a whole lot when you get to the port.
Yes. I learned that my last cruise, actually. My old luggage, because I got new luggage, didn't have luggage tags. And the lady checking me, she goes, "Where's your luggage tag?" So what do you mean? And she said, you need a tag on your bag that has your name. I've never had that before. And she goes, "Oh." And she pulled like a temporary one. She wrote my name on it, and okay, there you go. Oh, okay. I didn't know it needed a luggage tag, but yeah, I guess you need one.
You gotta have it. And one other tip for your suitcases, and I know you've ran into this too, Scott, and you probably have too, Alisa. Check your wheels and your zippers before you pack that thing up. Maybe you got a broken busted wheel, and you just forgot about it. You're like, "This raggedy thing made it home last time." And then you threw it in the closet, hoping it would magically repair itself. It didn't.
It didn't.
So find out before you go. Run down to Walmart, get yourself a good old suitcase, and be ready to go on that cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wheel is still going to be janky. And when you take it out of the closet, no matter what, it's still going to... That's why I got myself new luggage for this year, so I have no janky wheels on my luggages.
I knew you got some new luggage, Scott. Now, for those traveling as couples, my wife, Robin from Sea Lake Journeys, also likes to put his and hers luggage not separate. So put half of her clothes, half of my clothes in one suitcase, and half of her clothes and half of my clothes in the other suitcase. In case one suitcase gets lost, we both don't have to go around naked for a cruise.
Wow.
You both have a little bit of something. That's good. That's a good one.
Yeah. Because otherwise, I might have to wear her stuff, or she might have to wear mine. It's not a good look. It's not a good look.
We'll find out who the real Cheddarita is.
Yeah, it ain't me. That's for sure.
It ain't me.
I'll be out there like Tarzan wearing a loincloth before I wear all that.
But that is a really good. That's a really good tip for people that are traveling together to pack half and half, just in case, because you really don't know if something like that will happen, and you never want to be in that position where again you're like, well, my wife has all of her clothes and I have
This
what I
loincloth.
have on for 7 days. That's it. Yes. So great tip, Chet. Great tip. I didn't even think about that.
I'll tell you what, though, I think we need to thank someone this morning, and that is our sponsor, Alisa's Adventures in Cruising. How about that?
Chet, it's our favorite Monday show. It's our favorite Monday show here.
And
Who's
this
that?
week's episode of The Conscious Cruiser is sponsored and supported by Alisa's Adventures in Cruising and the Monday Mood Check. Check out the Monday Mood Check every Monday at 4 p.m. Pacific and 7 p.m. Eastern. For some exciting cruise talk, munch pack reviews, and even some home cooking. So start of your week right every week with Alisa and the Monday Mood Check. Don't miss it. And now back to the Conscious Cast.
All right. We're still conscious. We're still here. We got some more tips for y'all. So stay put here with us on Spotify. We hope that y'all have checked us out on Spotify. And don't forget, we have YouTube channels as well. And every Monday we're going to be on at 8:30. That's right, 8:30 with Spotify and rotating on our channels. We thank you for joining us. And now to question number 3. This is the real stumper, y'all. I'm looking for some really big information here. Know before you go, is there an item or group of items that you always pack on a cruise? Can't leave home without them. You know you got to have them. They probably stay in your suitcase. What are these things? What have you got to have? Alisa, what have you got to have? Scott, what have you got to have?
I will tell you, and I think those who have watched my vlogs have definitely picked up on this, but I do not go on any cruise without my coffee pods or my little coffee maker. I cannot drink any of the ship's coffee, and it is just it's not palatable for me. I am one of those coffee snobs. So I have to start my day every day with a nice big cup of coffee, and it has to be a good cup of coffee. So I have to bring my own coffee on the cruise with these little camping pods. I've shared them before. You get like 50 of them off Amazon for like $10. I bring my own pound of coffee with me. And that's non-negotiable, Chet. Like if I forget that, I mean, I almost thought I forgot my pods one time, and I put them in a place in my backpack that I don't normally put them in. And I was like crying on the plane the whole time there. I ended up finding them when I got on the ship, and man, oh man, it would have been bad. It has to go. It has to go with me.
Has to go. There you go. Scott's got to have his coffee. What about you, Alisa? What have you got to pack? You always pack. You are not going to forget to pack it.
I mean, normally I'm cruising to the Caribbean, so you gotta have your swimsuit and cover up and beach shoes, or just at least some flip flops. You might need them around the cabin. You might want it in the shower. You might want it at the hot tub. Make sure you have some. You might just make sure you have some slides or some flip flops or something that you can throw on. But while you're throwing that into the bag, make sure you have swimsuit and cover up, and don't walk into the buffet without them.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, definitely do not forget those. If you're in the Caribbean, you get out there without a bathing suit, man, you're going to be hating life. You'll be buying one in the carnival store. How about, is there anything you carry that maybe you have in your bathroom wall thing there that you take with you? Pepto-Bismol, aspirin. Do y'all carry stuff like that with you?
I got one. Sunscreen if I'm going to a tropical place, right? Because your skin is so important, right? And you might think, oh, okay, I don't burn, or I don't need sunscreen. No, you need sunscreen. You can burn in places, and you can burn where it's not visible,
You need
but
it.
you're burned and you're damaging your skin and you're damaging your cells from too much sun exposure, right? And also, adversely, if you're going to a cold place, there is like windburn cream too for your skin when it gets dry in places like Alaska, like that in Iceland, right? So bringing skin cream and really understanding where you're going and the climate that you're going to is very important. Sunscreen and windburn cream, depending on where you're going.
That is so true. We found out you
Those
need
are
that suntan lotion even
good
in
ones.
Alaska.
Yes.
Yes, you do. Yes, you
Every
do.
human needs sunscreen.
Yes,
If you have
yes.
skin, you need it.
Yeah. If you have skin, you're going to need sunscreen. That's a great tip. Most of our viewers and listeners do have skin, I understand.
I
We'll
hope.
have to take a poll and find out.
Mhm.
But yeah, and Robin from Sea Lake Journeys is a tea snob herself. She
Right.
has to take her tea, Scott, so she totally understands where you're coming from with that, brother.
Definitely. I'm sure she has a fancy tea steeper. Is that what they call it? A tea steeper that she brings with her.
Mhm. Oh yeah, yeah. It's a whole thing.
Yep.
It's a science kit,
Science kit.
I also recommend have closed-toed shoes, especially if you're going to do any excursions out there. A lot of the excursions require you to have closed-toed shoes. I don't know if that's to protect our eyes or if it's to protect your toes from the environment around you. Either way, it is a necessity and required. So don't forget, you got to have them. Just go ahead and take a pair of old tennis shoes with you.
Yep.
That'll work out just fine.
Absolutely. I actually have these really good I guess they're like hiking, walking boots, but they're from Nike. I stumbled upon them a couple years ago, but I strictly use them for walking in port. They are very comfortable, and if I have any like rocky or like beachy terrain or something like that, they're perfect on the feet, and I only use them in port. I call them my port sneakers. So that's a really good one, Chet. I forgot. I don't leave a cruise without those either. I forgot about that.
How about that? Does anybody take anything like binoculars or cameras or anything that you have to pack before you go? I see Alisa nod. What do you take, Alisa?
Well, we definitely always have our cameras, don't we?
Yeah.
I have binoculars that I leave in my bag because I like to watch the ships coming in. It's always so interesting to me that they're like stacked up. It's like a little parking lot out there to see who else is in port or coming into port. So I do pack my binoculars. We all are always recording, so I know we all have our cameras. Gotta have them. Gotta have it. Now they do sell stuff on the ship, but
they do. So much more expensive too. So much more expensive. Yeah. I don't bring any extra special recording equipment. I actually just use my phone for right now. So that's what I bring. And luckily I bring a tripod, but that doesn't really take up too much room. Mm-hmm. So on my side for the recording, it's very easy, but I do know a lot of people that end up bringing the big recorders or the cameras and things like that. I will bring binoculars if I'm going to a place like Hawaii or if I'm going to a place like Alaska, but if I'm just going to the Caribbean, I really won't.
Well, I'll throw an extra tip out there for anybody who's got some mobility issues in. If you have to use a wheelchair, bring your wheelchair. Don't expect the cruise lines to have one for you because they don't have one for you. If you have to have a wheelchair, take your wheelchair. If you don't want to carry yours, make sure you rent one and have it delivered to the port. They'll bring it right to the ship for you, and you can use it for that week and then drop it off there and leave it there before you go home. If you got to have it, take it.
Great tip. I didn't even know that. Do they charge you? Is there an extra fee, Chet, that they charge you for housing or keeping your wheelchair?
Absolutely.
Nope. Because it's mine. It's just basically part of my luggage. It comes with me.
Okay.
Because I have to have it every day. It's not like an option. Oh, maybe I'll be in the wheelchair today. No, I have to be in the wheelchair every day. So anybody who is in a wheelchair on a regular basis totally is going to understand what I'm saying. But don't think that the cruise line will have one there for you because they won't. You got to take your own, people. Bring it with you.
It's a really good tip.
Yeah.
It's a
I've
really
always got mine.
And that's
All right.
something that you have to let them know beforehand too, right, Chet?
Oh yes, yes, that's a good point, Scott. Fill out the wheelchair form every
And
cruise line.
Didn't know that.
Yep, you fill it out. It's going to ask you the dimensions of it. Does it fold? Does it not fold? How wide is it? How much does it weigh?
have you been to ports where you noticed that there were
Oh, Alisa.
I know I've come to ships, but this may be what she's asking. You get to to the ship at port, and you'll see a row of wheelchairs, rental wheelchairs or scooters, sitting there waiting for whoever has rented them to come up, and boop, they're right there with their names on them, and they pick them up right there.
Okay. Wow.
Because sometimes if you got a scooter at home and you're in Florida and you're going to Alaska and you got to fly to Seattle or Vancouver, trying to get that scooter there probably ain't an easy thing to do. So you go ahead and just rent one. It's a lot easier for them to do it that way.
Okay. Got it. Those are really good tips. I'm, again, learning something.
I'm here.
There's Alisa's back.
I'm back.
I
guess I was going to ask Chet, have you ever run into a situation where you couldn't use your chair in any of the ports, like they wouldn't, or any of the excursions, they would not be able to accommodate your wheelchair?
Absolutely. There are excursions where if you're in a wheelchair, you cannot go. You simply can't go. Damawaga Falls is a good one in Dominican Republic.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the hiking ones, they're going to tell you right up front, you got to be mobile, period. And you got to be able to walk a distance with unassisted, because they're not there to help carry you around.
Right.
They just can't do it. Your guide might be, 5 foot tall and weigh 90 pounds. They're not going to carry, one of us around. Sure. So yeah, they'll let you know in there what your mobility has to be. And if you have any questions about it, you can ask the shore excursion desk on the ship, or ask the cruise line before you even book that excursion. I definitely recommend to do that. All right, guys, we're on to our last biggest question. And it is the question of the cast.
Woo, question of the cast. Woo!
Woo! Do you have a specific luggage?
Uh-oh.
And do you use packing cubes?
Here we go.
Boy. Oh, boy. Here we go.
Who's going to kick us off with that?
Well, I just got new luggage for Christmas.
I'll answer about the packing cube.
Oh, yeah, go.
Oh, nice. Oh, no, I was just gonna say, I need new luggage. Santa didn't bring me new luggage. I need that. So, but as far as the packing cubes, I do use them. Sometimes you're not really sure if they help you space, but I do think they help keep me organized. And I like being able to take the packing cube out of my suitcase and just put it into the drawer or on the shelves. And at least you feel like your stuff is all over the place. At least I do. I feel like it helps keep you organized in the cabin. So if you can, use packing cubes.
I am also a packing cube advocate. I only have one. It's actually a medium size, but again, it keeps all of the shirts. I'm a roller too. I don't know if there's rollers or folders in here, but I roll into my packing cube, and I can fit about 25-ish shirts in that packing cube, just that one packing cube. And that one packing cube alone saves me enough room in my luggage where I have enough room for the rest of my stuff, especially now with the new luggage that I just got for Christmas. But yes, I love packing cubes. I really do. I'm a big proponent of packing cubes. I know that there's a whole community for packing cubes and against packing cubes, and I know it's a little controversial, but yeah, I like them.
But you are controversial cruising, Scott, so you can bring up these controversial points.
You're right. I am
saying. Well, we don't use the packing cubes. Robin from Sea Lake Journeys tried it once, but she decided that she had her own Girl Scout method way of packing clothes. So I thought I would explain to y'all first the difference between Boy Scout packing methods, which is what I use, and Girl Scout packing methods, which is what Robin from Sea Lake Journeys uses. Okay. The Boy Scout method is find a Girl Scout who will pack your clothes for you. The Girl Scout method, I don't know if I really understand it, but from what I gather, she takes whatever it is for that day, the shorts, the shirt, the socks, and she puts them all together and rolls them up into this really tight little wad and sticks it in there. So when you take it apart, there's that whole day is laid out for you. I don't know how it works, but I don't have to know how that works because I'm the Boy Scout. My job is simply to find the Girl Scout, which I did.
Wow. Wait, hold on. I got a question.
Go for it, Scott.
Socks and undergarments and everything. It's just like a complete day of wardrobe rolled. Poof, here you go.
I think that's what she does. I try not to interfere or try not to know too much. Ignorance is bliss.
I might have to get with Robin from Sea Light Journeys and learn this. I'm intrigued.
This could be a special episode. With special guest Robin from Sea Light Journeys.
Yeah, I'll get her to do that. I'm going to tell her she has to do that. Yeah, because I don't. She won't let me be in the house when she does it. It's like top secret stuff. Top secret. But there's no kids involved. I know that. Now, as far as suitcases, we found those Swiss, I guess they're called the Swiss, whatever they are.
Yeah.
The first set of those we bought lasted over 10 years. And we were so impressed with them.
Yeah.
Really, they were still good. It's just the wheels were busted up. And we couldn't really find the right wheels to go back on them. The suitcase themselves were fine. But we went ahead and bought a new set of them. And hopefully they'll last 10 years. That's all I've got to say about that.
Wow. How much were those around, give or take, Chet?
I can't even guess. I know we got them at Walmart, so they can't be that much.
Okay.
I mean, it ain't something we bought at some fancy store or ordered online. We just went to Walmart down here and found 3 of them that looked like they went together and, same color, and we got them.
Swiss is a good brand, though. So Swiss makes some good stuff.
The first set we got at Sears, and that lasted 10 years. I'm impressed because I've never heard anybody's luggage lasting 10 years that get hammered and beat up like ours has, You
just threw a throwback there, Chet. Sears.
Yes, we used to have a
yes. Sears.
Get your money's worth.
I loved it. All right. So what am I supposed to do here next? Well, I just want to thank everybody who's watching and or listening on Spot.
Ahoy, fellow cruise enthusiasts.
That was good.
It started playing on its own.
It's a spook in here. I thought, well, that's a good time for a water break. But hey, thanks for everybody who's joined us today, whether you're on Spotify or on YouTube or both. We've had a great time. Find out the know before you go approach for packing for your first cruise. And we hope that you'll join us again next week. Don't forget, we're on Mondays at 8:30. And so, is there anything else you guys want to mention before we leave here today?
No, just if you have not already caught us on Spotify, catch us on Spotify. You can find the link in the descriptions and go on over and give us a listen. We are trying to build that Spotify up. We have about 20 followers right now and a little over 100 plays. So go on over and give us some love. Let's play this before we go on out. But we do have a Spotify, and it is the Conscious Cruiser.
Ahoy, fellow cruise enthusiasts. Ready to set sail on a sea of knowledge? Have you checked out the Conscious Cruiser podcast on Spotify? Well, what are you waiting for? Every week, our podcast is packed with all your cruising essentials. Whether you're driving to work, driving someone crazy, or driving to your next cruise port, pop on the Conscious Cruiser. We've got the best know before you go cruise and travel tips. It's like having a cruise expert in your pocket. So give us a follow, give us a listen, and let's make your next cruise the best one yet. Don't miss out on the fun. Join the Conscious Cruiser community today. Now, back to the Conscious Casters.
That makes me want to go listen to it on Spotify right now.
That's right. It's like having 3 cruise experts in your pocket.
For 2.5 anyway.
I'm the half.
Yeah, then. Together, we make 3.
That's right. That's right. You have anything, Alisa? In closing,
Just tonight, the Monday mood check. If you guys want to come on back in for that, otherwise, can't believe the holidays are drawing to an end. And just tell everybody to be safe while they're listening to us. Ringing in the new year.
Ringing in the new year. Tomorrow will be New Year's Eve, and we will be in 2025. So I guess the next time we all see each other and see you guys, it will be next year.
Wow.
See you next year.
Unbelievable.
Right.
All right. On behalf of Alisa's Adventures in Cruising, Controversial Cruising, I'm Chet from Sea Lake Journeys, and we will see you next time.
Next year. Bye, conscious casters.